I don't necessarily know how much this made a difference, but I also added a little additional cornstarch.
I watched a woman this morning on the train platform eating a cornstarch.
No.
She had a box of cornstarch in a plastic spoon.
You're
I'm not kidding.
That did not happen.
It did happen, and I forgot until just now when you said cornstarch.
I don't think you could physically eat cornstarch.
She was physically eating cornstarch. I saw her put it in her mouth.
I don't know why that wasn't the first thing you told us all this morning when you walked in.
I forgot.
Oh. Hey everyone, I'm Claire. We are in the BA Test Kitchen, and today I'm making gourmet Pop-Tarts. So Pop-Tarts were only like an occasional thing that happened like in the lunchroom or at a friend's house. I don't have strong memories of eating it. When I think of a Pop-Tart, I definitely think of the strawberry kind, which is sort of, to me, like visually the most representative of all the Pop-Tarts. Although obviously there's many flavors. I mean, there's a shocking number of flavors. And the colors are like a real triumph. It looks very appealing. I do like the proportions of them. It's like a nice, a thin but still substantial amount of filling and two very even thin layers of pastry. Right at the end there's like a little bit of strawberry flavor, but mostly it's shockingly flavorless, I have to say. The strawberry filling doesn't taste like strawberries, and the pastry, the whole point of pastry is it's buttery and delicious, and this has none of that. Frosted Sparklicious Cherry. It has a unicorn on it and stars. This was my favorite. And a rainbow. If I were a kid, circa like age 6, and I saw this in a store, I guarantee, and I didn't like do this as a kid, but pretty sure it would have been like all out temper tantrum, kicking and screaming on the floor of the supermarket, begging my mom to buy these for me, and she would have walked right past me. Been like, you've lost your mind. Oh my God, look at it. It's magnificent. It's like a My Little Pony. I had My Little Ponies when I was a kid. I do sort of like it better than strawberry. But I really like the sprinkles on strawberry, so I think I'm going to stick to that one. I'm actually still super excited about Pop-Tarts because I think it's going to be not only easy but also really fun to make a better version of these. You have 2 small children. Would you feed them Pop-Tarts any time of the day?
No way. Maybe your Pop-Tarts.
Oh yeah, but not for breakfast. Pop-Tarts?
No. My mom never let us have Pop-Tarts.
Me neither.
We had toaster strudels though.
Oh, okay, the fancy ones.
I don't know why those are better.
I have such a childhood, like a holdover childhood craving for a toaster strudel that I was never ever allowed to have. That's so bad that I like want to get a pack in for the next time.
They're pretty good.
We shoot. So you guys both had Pop-Tarts as kids, as like a normal part of your breakfast routine, right?
Yes.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Pop-Tarts was like a college development for me.
I don't think anyone who's ever seen me like provide commentary on your show before is like remotely surprised. I eat a lot of Pop-Tarts.
Right. So the question is, if, in the homemade version, does it have to be able to toast?
Yes.
Yeah.
It will
Guys,
be good
it does.
either way,
I
but
think that's total nonsense.
It's a Pop-Tart. Like, it has to...
That's been pointed out to me
Yeah.
before.
All right, Claire, how do you make frosting that will not melt in a toaster?
I don't know.
Can you temper frosting?
Delaney, please.
Look at the shine.
I have a question. Is this just
Wow.
not strawberry
right
filling?
There. That is so good.
it is offensively bad. It's terrible.
No.
Do I have to be able to toast it?
Yes.
Yeah. The option has to be there.
Fine. I know. I keep asking this question. I already know the answer.
It doesn't even melt a little bit. It gets harder. It's disgusting, but it's perfect.
Pop-Tarts is fun. It's so much more fun than the last one. I got most of them. I'm gonna take a closer look at the strawberry. So they definitely have a more golden edge, like all the way around. But overall, the pastry, if you can call it that, is kind of pale. So it's 7.5 wide and 11 centimeters long. It's gonna measure the width of the filling. It's about 6 centimeters in the length as well. About 9.5 centimeters. And like the bottom is perfectly flat, and the top is sort of domed where the filling is. So it's like there's a layer of pastry, the filling goes on, and then the top pastry is formed around the filling and pressed down onto the surface. And the filling must be very thick because there isn't any like bubbling up of the filling through the tiny little holes. So the holes are there so the steam can escape while baking, and that there aren't like big bubbles that form underneath the surface of the pastry. The frosting is totally hardened. I'm going to put one in the toaster so we can analyze, and we'll do a side-by-side of untoasted and toasted. It's hot, but that's not crazy. It's a good thing it's warm because otherwise I would not be able to tell the difference because nothing happened while this was in the toaster. The icing, as hard as ever. Yeah, so the filling definitely takes on sort of like a gooier, wetter aspect. It's hot. I think the biggest challenge about the toasting is going to be the icing and having that not burn or melt or even just change at all. It's time for my favorite part, reading the ingredients. This is quite an ingredient list. Enriched flour, parentheses, wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, vitamin B1, thiamine mononitrate, vitamin B2, riboflavin, acid, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, soybean and palm oil, with TBHQ for freshness, sugar, bleached wheat flour, contains 2% or less of wheat starch, salt, dried strawberries, dried pears, dried apples, leavening, baking soda, sodium acid, pyrophosphate, monocalcium phosphate, citric acid, gelatin, modified wheat starch, yellow corn flour, caramel color, palm oil, xanthan gum, cornstarch, turmeric extract color, soy lecithin, red 40, yellow 6, blue 1, color added. Ooh, that's a lot of stuff. Interestingly, there's dried strawberries and dried pears and dried apple. To me, what that means is like that's like the substance of the jam is like they're just cooking down dried fruit, probably adding water to it and then cooking it into a paste. So I think that's probably a lot of the reason why it doesn't have a lot of strawberry flavor is because it's red from the added strawberries, but like the substance of it is probably more of that pear and apple. It says warm pastry and toaster at lowest heat setting. Warm pastry and toaster at lowest heat setting. So all you want to do is warm it. You're not cooking it. I don't have a lot of questions about how these are made, but we'll see what we can find and read about, and we'll look at some old commercials, and I really want to see the toaster strudel footage.
Got my toaster strudel? Of course. When are you going to get your own toaster strudel?
Pillsbury toaster strudel, like Pop-Tarts, only better. Warm, flaky pastry,
Ooh,
juicy fruit
it
filling.
looks so good.
Do it
Oh,
yourself.
that, that. Who knew there was such like a breakfast pastry war?
The pink frosting now flows onto a revolving belt. They've added a bit of starch to the icing. And it's this starch that allows the icing to harden and set, so it won't melt and drip into the toaster.
Okay, so that was probably the most crucial part of this video, is the revelation that it's added starch in the icing that means that when it sets, it doesn't remelt or burn in the toaster. So that's interesting to think about. But I think I've got everything I'm going to get out of this video. So I'm excited because I love making pastry. I find it kind of therapeutic and fun. And we're in luck because it's strawberry season, or it's going to be strawberry season very soon. So we can get access to some really great fresh fruit. And that should be, I'm very confident it's going to be like orders of magnitude better than the original. So the three main components I have to think about are the filling, the pastry, I use that term loosely, and then the frosting. So the filling will be like a strawberry jam. The pastry will be somewhere between like a pie dough and a pâte brisée. And then the icing, I think, will sort of be like a royal icing kind of thing. So I think the best place to start is with the pastry because that has to chill. And then while that's chilling, I'll hop over and maybe start the strawberry jam. I have my formula for pie dough. Maybe I'll make 3 separate batches. So for each batch of dough, I'm going to combine 1 1/4 cup flour, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 2 teaspoons sugar. Then add 10 tablespoons of butter. Process that until the butter is somewhere between pea-sized and like coarse meal. And then transfer to a bowl, add the water, combine it together, form it into a square, and let it chill in the fridge to rest. And then roll it out, times 3. Here I have some very special strawberries. I've not been paid to say this. I just want to mention that they're Harry's berries. They come from a farm outside of Los Angeles. They are the Rolls Royce of strawberries. They're very expensive. I can take it on a whole quart myself in one sitting. They're red all the way through, perfectly ripe, and just incredible strawberry flavor. I mean, it's a true obsession in the test kitchen, the Harry's berries. I do almost feel bad about cooking these. Like, these are so special, and I'm wondering if I should supplement with, like, frozen even.
Are you just trying to save the strawberries so you can eat them?
Yeah. I'm just trying to save the strawberries so we can have them after lunch. check on the other side. Oh, found some. Good. In these go. Jam is very simple. It's just sugar, fruit. I'll add a little bit of lemon juice for acidity. My goal is really just to cook down the strawberries to the point where it thickens enough naturally on its own. Okay, looks like ketchup, doesn't it? Years ago, there was a very, very controversial recipe for strawberry pasta. I did not support that. And I'm just gonna stir it in the ice to cool it down quickly. If I were gonna attempt this at home, I would just use like a good strawberry jam.
It's like the time you tried to buy peanut butter for Reese's.
Exactly. Look, part of being a good cook is knowing when to outsource a product that's going to be better than the version you can make yourself.
Gourmet.
Yeah, and that was gourmet peanut butter I tried to use. After cooling down this mixture, I've determined that I do have to get it back in the oven to thicken further. I want this to hold its shape, like if I took a scoop like this, I don't want it to run off. Looks like ketchup. It's very hard for me not to look at this and think that it's ketchup. Love the color though. This is nice and paste-like rather than runny and fluid. And now I'm going to add just a little bit of lemon juice and some zest. Yeah.
Will I be eating some kind of Pop-Tart today?
I think so, yes. 4?
4.
Yeah.
4's good.
Maybe 3:30. So I think that's good. So into the fridge, and I'm going to swap it out for my crust. Go. Thank you.
Helps get the other aggression out.
I just think about all the terrible subway behavior that I witness from strangers on my commute, and instead of saying something to them, I just beat the dough. Try to see if I can get 6 out of here. I'm gonna make a cardboard cutout to cut out as many rectangles as I can from the pastry. Okay, I kind of want to cut up a silpat, but I have to ask Gabby's permission. I was wondering if I had permission to cut a silpat.
Oh, wait. Ta-da! Look, you gotta read my sign.
Oh my God!
Because I've taken you one.
Okay, so here's my two-piece template, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it. So I'm going to grab, actually before I do the template, I have to dock half of the pastry. Docking just means poking holes, so that's to get this pattern. Okay, just blacked out. And so now I'm going to swap out for the bottom layer, and I'm going to start applying that filling using a little template that I made. And the idea is to fill this window. Looks pretty good. I hope it's a thick enough layer. Okay, so these are going to have to go back into the fridge to chill.
But oh wow, that's your filling?
Yeah, that's my filling.
Oh.
It's pretty tight.
Wow, you were able to cut it out?
No. I used a stencil and I scooped it.
Christ on a bike.
I know. It was really fun. I got my hands on this tiny paintbrush, which I'll use to now paint all the little borders with my egg wash. Egg wash is like my glue that's going to seal the 2 layers of pastry. And the next move is just to cut around and straighten off the sides. So the bottoms are getting golden. I think I'm going to pull them. A couple good things, a couple bad things. There was some separation and souffling of the layers, so some noticeable flaky textures around the sides. These are obviously much, much, much thicker. I would not consider it a failure though if this is thicker than this. I made toaster strudel. I've never had one. I'm dying to have one. Can we please get some for tomorrow? Good filling distribution. Color looks spot on. It's delicious. It's so good. Where's Chris Morocco? I finally have pastries for him. It's 5:30. Chris takes bites that are like this.
I know.
And then he kind of thinks about it.
Why do you always want Chris to taste your food?
Because Chris is my favorite. I love the flavor. I love the filling. I think it's the perfect amount of sweetness. It tastes like real fruit. There's nothing I would change about the flavor at all. It's just gonna be about tweaking texture of the dough and the construction method. And I feel really good about ending the day with a couple of quick tests on the icing. I want to test royal icing. Royal icing is a mix of 10x and egg white. 10x is just super finely milled sugar that's mixed with a little bit of cornstarch to prevent clumping. And then I want to test an icing made with water. And then I want to do a test with milk, just to see side by side what happens in the toaster. Oh my God, Chris, your timing,
Too good.
your timing is perfect. I made toaster strudel.
You totally did.
Yeah,
Look at those friggin' layers.
I know. And I made the butter really small.
Look at that jam.
Yeah, it holds up well. And it didn't like bubble up and out or anything. I know. I was like, Chris is
Flaky
gonna take it.
pastry?
Yeah.
Oh, come
Well,
on.
I know. I was like, okay.
You did too good a job with the pastry, though.
I know.
You need to do a shittier job.
I'm gonna try again tomorrow with some crucial adjustments.
Okay.
That's my royal icing. I have it labeled. When I've made homemade sprinkles, I just make royal icing and add food coloring and then pipe them in little rows. These are more like little pebbles or specks. I think that they do need to fully set overnight in the air so that there's like full moisture evaporation. So I'm going to take a little bit of the royal icing, add food coloring to match the colors here, spread it out in a super thin layer on parchment and let that dry overnight, and then break it up into little bits in the morning, and those are going to be my sprinkles. I was a little overzealous with the food coloring, so I have some very brightly colored sprinkles. So the plan is let this dry overnight, and then tomorrow take each color individually, peel it off the parchment, and crumble it up so I get these sort of irregular like specks. This was fun. I enjoyed everything about today. Thanks, Pop-Tarts, day 3, take 1.
Day 3 curse.
Nope. That's not a thing, Dan. Stop trying to make the curse happen. I'm very excited to try the pastries from yesterday with my little glaze test in the upright toaster. Very, very nervous. So we just got some toaster strudel. Look, there's like toaster strudel art. I also just really like saying toaster strudel. I think I'm gonna try the cream cheese and strawberry. We'll keep the rest frozen.
Do you want to write in toaster strudel on
I think we're gonna know which is the toaster strudel. But where's the... Ooh, see, this was, I really did get some schmutz in that toaster. Okay, this was a really good test. The one with the water got bubbly and weird. The one with the milk melted onto the wires sides of the toaster. And the one with the royal icing definitely fared the best. I did kind of think that there was something about like the protein in the egg that was going to make the royal icing the most successful, and I do think that it worked. It's almost like rehardening, which I think is good. It's only very slightly warm. It's good though. What I'm most happy about is that with the added sweetness from the icing, the whole thing gets like better balance and is like more delicious. It's really good. Super tasty. I could try spiking the royal icing with a little more cornstarch, which I think probably is a good way to go. All right, let's try the toaster strudel. Should I be the new toaster strudel food stylist? Still better than a Pop-Tart. And also not that good. I'm disappointed. I wanted them to be better. Hold on, just in case something bad happens and like I don't have anything today, I think you should take this one.
Happen.
What do you mean?
No, I mean, I'm not that that's not that wouldn't happen.
Uh-huh.
But I'm saying you today, failure, that's just not an
No,
option.
I'm not worried about failure. I'm just worried about running out of time because you have to let the icing dry. I think you should hold on to this in case something,
Okay.
in case I get delayed.
But I can like have it. I can put it in the stash.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes.
One of my favorite things about Chris is that he squirrels away little pastries to save for his afternoon snacks.
Yeah, I was gonna sit right there.
All right. I'm going to work on the dough first, and I'm going to do everything in the food processor, which will help me work the butter in much finer so I get a more even texture. And I'm going to do 2 batches. Now I'm going to make another batch of filling, exact same as yesterday. Same process, blending, straining, cooking, drying in the oven, and then adding my lemon. All right, I'm gonna grab the first dough. Today I'm going for a more uniform texture with not as much separation. With the butter more incorporated, that's what I'm hoping, that's the result I'm hoping to get. One thing I want to do differently today is cut out a larger rectangle to compensate for shrinking in the oven because my Pop-Tarts got a little bit smaller in the oven. So I'm going to take out one of these. Oh, but damn, does that mean I have to make a new stencil? So I probably have to account for like a 1/4 inch shrinkage, I think pretty much all the way around. 1, 2. Can I get 8 of them? I think I can. So I'm going to cut down the middle. Wait a minute, did I just screw that up? Oh, so annoyed.
What's wrong?
I did a really bad job of cutting this dough. I'm not really going to get 8, but that's fine. I'll just have to get... I mean, I didn't... I thought I had enough. Do I? Maybe I do. God damn it. Ugh. All right, well, I'm only getting 6, so sorry. It's like the most annoying thing in the whole world. Did I just get fewer than I got yesterday? 5. I'm just trying to roll these out ever so slightly wider. All right, there we go. I think I saved it. Okay, so now I have 7, which is what I got yesterday. I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing I did yesterday.
You made this little window pane?
For applying the filling.
That's so cool!
Thanks.
You're so cool at food! You also love destroying test kitchen equipment.
Yeah, I do.
The sprinkles really look like Pop Rocks.
Don't say Pop Rocks anymore.
Trigger warning.
Yeah. I'm not over it. Oh, Emil. No. Oh. Oh, Emil. No.
Oh, wow. Ooh, my.
So here is the second slab of dough. And for this one, I'm going to cut more precisely with my stencil. Then once these are cold, I can start to assemble everything again. Okay, so now I'm going to go into assembly where I'm going to take a bottom and a top layer of pastry and kind of work one piece at a time to assemble them. I am going to do the same thing I did yesterday, which is bake off 3 to see how they turn out and then if I need to make any adjustments. Oh my God, they look good. They puffed a little bit, but they look pretty, but they need more time. It occurred to me that while we're waiting, I might as well check back on our sprinkles. So my plan here is to peel the hardened icing off the parchment and then break it up into the tiny little bits, but I have to go one color at a time. I think maybe it's a little wet. It's like yeah, I think I have to let it actually dry longer. False alarm on the sprinkles. I know, we could put in the dehydrator. I don't know why I'm not feeling it this episode. I don't really want to use it. Because you know why? Because so far, this is a very home baker friendly project. It would be a nice change of pace to have one of these episodes actually be doable at home. I'm just going to try the oven on a low temp. So I put it on dehydrate, and with the fan setting, it's great. Okay, so that's 30 minutes total. Oh wow, they're more time.
How's it snap? It's good, right? Yeah.
I think I'm going to pull them no matter what. Because 40 minutes seems like enough time. They're starting to get a little golden around the edges. I don't know. I think they could use a little longer. Nailed it. Okay. Do you want to see the reveal?
Oh, I don't want to see those. They're naked.
What? Not. Yeah, they're naked for now. Okay, I'm gonna bring this over here. They're done. I had to check it like 4 times or something. All right. So because of actually all the in and out of the oven, these fell a little bit, but I want them to kind of settle. But I think it looks better than yesterday. Size-wise, I think they're spot on. The bottoms also are paler than they were yesterday because of the second sheet tray underneath. So I'm happy overall. I think it'll be better if I just stop opening the oven so much. Now I have a better idea of how long they take. How long was that total? It's like 45 minutes, right? gonna check on my sprinkles. Who knows if it did anything. Whatever breaks off easily and kind of shatters is what I can use. You know what? Maybe in order to get them a little bit nicer, I'm gonna hand chop them. Okay, the sprinkles look really good. I'm happy with the way they turned out. The colors are a little bit intense. Definitely more intense than on the original, but that's okay. Let's see. I got like 6 minutes left. I'm gonna start my royal icing. So I have 1 large egg white. I'm gonna do a vanilla bean, and it's just gonna make some little black flecks, but what's bad about that? The thicker the icing, the whiter it will be, but also the harder it will be to spread in a thin layer. Ideal would be a super thick white icing that I could get really thin, but those two things kind of run counter. But I think I can get it a little bit thicker than I had it yesterday. Okay, I do want to, I think, pipe a little border just to have a clean edge and kind of do like a quick version of flooding then. So I'm going to make a cornet, which is like a little piping bag made out of parchment. Yeah, so I'm just gonna make a rectangular border that's called edging with the royal icing. It's like a barrier that's gonna keep the icing from spilling out, and then I'll go back and fill it in, and that's called flooding. All right, so the first one looks phenomenal. I can't tell you how happy I am that this is not tempered chocolate. I've seriously never been so proud of anything in my life. I have to go take a photo. I'm so proud. I love them so much. I actually kind of like that the colors are like more vibrant and brighter. The true test will be if these hold up in the upright toaster for the full cycle. So my plan is to get these into the oven on dehydrate with a fan on, because I want the icing to harden as much as possible, and then once that happens, it'll be the final tasting, final test of putting them through the toaster, but I feel pretty good. It's the morning of day 4. I hate calling it day 4. I really think it's day 3. It's day 3 of like active work. And now it's time for the final test, which is trying them in the upright toaster. And I'm mostly excited and slightly nervous. I did find myself sitting at home looking at the photos, admiring them, because I love the way they look so much. They look so good. I'm gonna just do one, because if that doesn't work, then I don't want to ruin them all. All right, so it's on the lowest setting. I'm so nervous. No, it's kind of only doing it on one side. And annoyingly, it's only that scared me. I got so nervous. Okay, oh God. Oh my God, look, it worked. The icing didn't melt or burn or bubble or get weird. And it feels nice and warm. Seriously, it could not have been more successful. Ooh, it's very warm too. All right, I'm gonna try breaking it open. This will be like the commercial. It's really good. The pastry is so flaky in ways that I did not even intend, not to pat myself on the back, but this is like very good pastry.
I feel like this is actually better than all pastries.
I think I could have even done a slightly thicker layer of frosting. I'm gonna do these sprinkles again in like my own life. A little bit of air in it, and this is a little bit more red, but I think it looks like a similar amount of filling, and also very, very close texture in terms of the filling. I felt like I was doing the responsible thing by not using only Harry's berries, but I do think it would have been better if I had only used Harry's berries. That to me looks obviously homemade, but also more delicious. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on Gourmet Makes that I've made that I wanted to eat more than this, and I can't really think of anything. This is very much in the middle of my Venn diagram of like things I like to make, things I want to eat, things I know how to make. But I wouldn't feel bad about eating this for breakfast.
Look at that.
I know.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. That's all I want. Right?
Wow. Oh my God. This is what you want a Pop-Tart to be.
Yes.
Serve that to my kids.
Yes.
Did you ask me the beginning?
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Right.
No to this.
Right.
Yes to that.
Right. Wait, I love the, I don't know how that, did I put that one there? But I love the, one of these things is not like the other.
This is a good shot here.
Yeah.
Are these warm? Like,
No, we're going to toast one.
Oh.
Because guess what? They toast.
It didn't melt.
And it didn't
at
melt.
all.
I know.
Oh my God. This is unbelievably good.
I cannot express
Got this? Can I grab
like
this?
how much you nailed this. I think this is the
Thanks.
best thing you've ever done.
I think so too.
And
I
can
feel
tell
really
you
good about
you are
it.
so happy
Yeah,
right now.
I'm so happy.
Should not overlook the sprinkles, which
Definitely not.
are weirdly really good. Like they're very crunchy.
And they're brighter.
It was so much
you
fun.
can open your
I
own
made
bougie Pop-Tart kiosk.
Perfect. I made they were $35 each.
Oh my god, this is delicious. How much one of these will cost?
I said $35.
I pay it. I think I want to eat this whole thing.
All right. Basically, this was an unmitigated success. Couldn't have gone better. I love this one. I do feel karmically I was owed this after Pop Rocks. I feel much less tired and like filled with hate than I normally feel at the end of one of these. Here's how you make a gourmet Pop-Tart. For the sprinkles, whisk an egg white, then add powdered sugar until you have a thick but spreadable paste. Divide into 5 bowls and add a different gel food coloring to each. Spread each color in a thin strip on a piece of parchment paper and let dry completely. Flake off each color and break into bits, then chop and sift to get uniform pieces. Mix sprinkles and store in an airtight container. To make the dough, in the bowl of a food processor, combine 1 1/4 cups flour, 2 teaspoons sugar, a half teaspoon kosher salt, and 10 tablespoons butter cut into pieces. Process in long pulses until mixture resembles coarse meal. Sprinkle 3 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon ice water over mixture and then process until the dough forms a ball around the blade. Flatten the dough into a 1/2 inch thick square and wrap tightly in plastic. Chill at least 1 hour. Repeat dough process a second time. To make the filling, blend 1 pound of ripe, whole, fresh strawberries and 1 pound of frozen strawberries until smooth. Strain through a fine mesh sieve into a large saucepan, pressing on solids. Discard seeds and add 6 tablespoons sugar. Bring mixture to a rapid simmer, stirring often and skimming foam until mixture is reduced by 75% and a spatula dragged across the bottom leaves a trail that's slow to disappear. Remove from heat and scrape mixture into a small rimmed baking sheet. Bake in a 250-degree oven, stirring every 10 minutes until you have a thick paste. Let cool and mix with 1 teaspoon finely grated lemon zest and 1 teaspoon fresh lemon juice. Refrigerate until cold. Roll out each portion of dough to a large slab that's no more than 1/8 of an inch thick. Transfer dough to a parchment-lined baking sheet and chill until firm. Cut 1 slab of dough into rectangles that are a 1/4 inch bigger than a Pop-Tart in both length and width. Use a skewer to dock pastry all over. Return rectangles to refrigerator. Cut second slab of dough into pieces slightly larger than the docked rectangles and use a stencil and a small offset spatula to spread strawberry filling in clean rectangles across each piece. Paint a 1/4 inch border around the filling with egg wash, then place a docked rectangle over top and press along the edges to seal. Further press down with a thin dowel around the edges to seal, then trim with a knife to straighten edges. Chill rectangles until cold, then bake on 2 stacked baking sheets at 300 Fahrenheit until very lightly golden brown around the edges. Let cool completely. Whisk an egg white and a 1/2 teaspoon lemon juice, then add 1/2 scraped vanilla bean and a pinch of salt. Whisk in a 1/2 teaspoon cornstarch and then add powdered sugar until you have a thick royal icing. Pipe a thin rectangular border, fill inside the lines in a thin even layer, and then top with sprinkles. Let icing dry completely before toasting on the lowest setting in an upright toaster. It's Andy's towel.
Did you say that was worth it?
For the dry ice? Yeah, big time. It's the most fun thing to play with there is.
Where can we include that shot
What shot?
that we just did? Where should we put that?
What do you mean, where should you put it? The Pop-Tart video.
Well, what part of the video?
Oh. I don't know, maybe have it be like a secret scene at the end. For all the generous viewers who watched that long.
What do we do with this now?
What are we doing?
No, what should we do with that?
What should we do with it? Just let it sit there and finish sublimating.